and then the final for the gold and the silver medal. First bronze medal contest will be between Stojadinov from Serbia. She will be facing Lin from Chinese Taipei. Yes, in this 48 kilo category, we had a few names that we thought would come really far today. Laborde, for example, former Cuban, now fighting for the United States of America, but she's not in the final block. Stojadinov, multiple Grand Slam medalist. Well, she definitely was one that I mentioned this morning as one of the favorites. Lin for me as well, and they're fighting for this one bronze medal today. Giglioni from Italy against Belgium is the other bronze medal, and then we have a France against the Spanish, Espadilla against Perez in the final. But first of all, this first bronze medal. Stojadinov in the white judogi, Lin in blue.
Didn't quite work out, did it, for some of them? And I think it's been a bit of a shock, but this, well, we've seen some good judo and some good ippons as well throughout the day. And we've seen some good transition as well, I have to say. And Dennis and I were talking about it earlier, saying how good to see them following through to the Newaza, and yeah, they've been locking onto the arms. It's Shimiwaza we've seen some good hold downs, but every time from Tachiwaza down, it's been a transition. Great to see. Back to the old days.
Back to the old days, but yeah, I think it's important, you know, for judoka, you always have to adapt if there are new rules. And you can see that the moment that the referees give more time in Newaza, that eventually, yeah, you know, you're in your club, you're in your national federation championship thing or training, and you're discussing it with your coach, you're discussing it with your trainer, like we have to do something with it. Because there's more time.
Yeah, and I think, you know, because I remember talking to some of the coaches saying we need more Newaza, more transition, and they were saying to me, what's the use if we can't do it? You know, if it's mate straight away, and what's the use? Kind of got their meaning, really. Kind of got it.
And you're talking about transitions, and then especially from Tachiwaza to Newaza, but you also see more transitions in Newaza itself. So because you did not have so much time in Newaza, you had this like one thing you would go for. So the arm lock or the hold down, or especially when we saw the Japanese women, they all did like the same thing with those hold downs, and they won so many fights with that one.
And now they can move from one to another.
Now you see, like, you're trying to make the arm lock, and if it doesn't work out, but you go directly to something else, that the referee still gives you time. So it's not like one chance you get on the ground, but if it looks positive, if you put energy in it, then you will get more time, and you can maybe work on plan A. If it does not work, plan B or plan C in Newaza. That's something I did not see for, maybe I've never seen it.
No. I mean, yeah, we did get it back in kind of the 80s and 90s. You know, we could go from one to another. It was plan A, B, C, and good to see it back. Stojadinov, well, it has again, she's fighting for a medal, never quite getting through to the finals, major finals, but here she is. Well, Shido on the board to her Lin Chen-Hao of Chinese Taipei, piling on the pressure. Sticky foot, was that? And that wasn't far off, was it?
I've seen scores from that.
Yeah, no, I was talking to one of the referees, Dennis, today. One of the biggest problems they've got is the bottom part of that.
Yeah, of course.
Yuko.
Yeah.
It's the most difficult thing, you know. Don't we?
We use that as a solution for it's called coca.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it goes back and back, doesn't it? Because then they were looking at Kinzers, if you remember.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that that's gone, because that made it completely difficult to understand.
Yeah.
And I think the best part of the Yuko back in the game is that the enormous gap in between the wasaris that would have been given. Yeah, that gap is smaller now. So that's a nice score as well. So 2 penalties on the board, and now also a score for Lin.
She was right the way underneath there for the Seatoshi, and Stojadinov didn't have an answer for it. She'd kind of threatened it a couple of times and just manages to pull that shoulder in there. And 30 seconds to hold on to this. Just needs to stay busy now. Doesn't need to do anything rash. Tayatoshi actually turns into Seatoshi.
Yeah, but she grabbed
the leg. She did grab the leg.
So yeah, so.
Well, that was that's why the score was taken off.
Yes.
And a Shido given.
Yeah, it was difficult to see from our angle, and for the referee, sometimes it goes so fast. You saw like. That's sometimes difficult to explain, of course. You saw a really nice technique, but it was quite clear that she
touched
used
the leg. Yeah. So still open then. Stojadinov, can she? Oh, she can.
Man,
stolen it.
It's over.
Absolutely stolen it, and that Yoko Satemiwaza there, just Yoko Gaki, Yoko Otoshi it was, and manages to take her over for a score. So from 1 second then, Li Chen-Hao looked like she was going to win it, and Stojadinov experience shows through, and she is the bronze medalist.
Bravo, svaka čast.
There it is. Yoko Otoshi right the way over to the side. Look at that, head on the outside. That's the difference to the Kataguruma. And she manages to use the hands to great effect there. Look at that, the Kazushi hand and the Tsuruti hand there on the lapel, driving her opponent over.
Came for me out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere.
No, and I don't know. You know, you score the score, the Yuko. That's also for Lin. It's difficult to get